Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 video. For today we've got something quite special and it's something I'm thinking of going into relatively blind. Today we've got another Suggest a Requester, a video you guys have requested on the channel and we're gonna go ahead and do it. Today's request comes from Byron Blackburn, who asked us to check out the Escalation 84 submod for Equestria At War. Now on the channel I've covered a lot of Equestria At War, as you are probably well aware if you're a usual here on the channel. However, I have never ever touched a submod, and I was very intrigued as to what it could be about. I did a lot of reading on this, and after reading through the Steam Workshops page, the understanding that I got was in 1984, nuclear war happened. Everyone decided it was a great idea to start throwing nukes like they were tennis balls.
Nice throw!
And everyone kind of just went boom. And in response, there was like a portal or something. And because of that, 3 nations with the portals came to the world of Equestria At War. We have the European Union of European Nations, we have the Soviet Union, and of course, the USA. Now, in response to that, and to give ourselves a nice, prosperous chance of life again, we're gonna go as the Union of European Nations. Being a European myself, I'm gonna play it safe. Play it safe? Play it safe. Play it safe with the Union of European Nations. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So again, to give a bit of a recap on the story, this is it. The Union of European Nations risen from ruins. Again, I can't put the whole blame on America and the Soviet Union. It was the whole of NATO that caused this. So Europe, we were kind of, involved. But it does say, obviously, Berlin, LA, Prague, Moscow, Washington, Beijing, all of them were subject to nuclear bombs, and that doesn't tend to go very well. Europe lost more than 90% of its population. That's not really a good thing. And the Union of European Nations does not include the UK. Apparently the UK decided to go on their own way, and Finland as well. Looking at the focus tree here, we have our army tree. Over here we have our main focus tree here. Looking at some of the things here, I like the look of this. Down with the radiation, it seems we can remove radiation sickness from our peoples, giving us more monthly population. Canterlot, a request to submit at Canterlot, so we're going to mingle with Equestria. I wonder how this is going to go. Also, one thing it did say on the workshop was that because we have started new in a new world, a lot of the tech from 1984 did not come with us, so we have to start from scratch. Obviously, as we go along, we get the Heckler and Koch 43, the AK-5, the FAL, the Belgian FAL, as well as obviously things such as guided missile ships and cruisers and all of this. So I'm just going to go through the motions, and if anything interesting pops up, I shall let you know. But till now, preliminary exploration. Let's get it. Interesting. Okay, so it seems like there is a direction that we can take, and it is this. Human and native architecture patrimony. We can choose to remain partially open to both cultures, both human and obviously the equestrian cultures. Or we can say, hell no, humans only. Try and maintain a sense of stability until I'm strong enough. I'm going to go down the line of least resistance, which is promote both cultures, promote unity. Here I get military factories. Here I get infrastructure. Here I get research, and I also increase my where is it? My science. Where is it? What am I looking for? Here we go. Illiteracy. I need to increase this. I need to go to negligible if I can. A lot of this seems to be mostly industrial. Yeah, no, that's industry. Oh, sorry, research slots even. That gives me manpower and population after getting rid of the sickness. And then this seems to be, again, political power. Okay, so it seems like most of this is industry and then just deciding whether or not we want to mingle with the equestrians. And then after that, we seem to get into the expansion side of things. Actually, I also want to take a quick look at the focus tree. So over here, we have America, United States of America. They're being led by Maya Edward, a general of the US. And their focus tree seems to be mostly the same up till this point, and then after here they choose to go down different paths and such, and obviously it changes because of who their neighbors are. I mean, they're surrounded by the Commonwealth, Toulouse, Aquila, all of that. Then we also have the Soviet Union over here. Now the Union is led by Gorbachev, good old Gorbachev, and again their focus seems to be very samey up to here, and then this is where it starts to change. They seem to have like a normal line here, a Soviet commie line here, and then like just a complete okay. Yeah, no, we've got a monarchy line here. Interesting. I probably should have played Russia. As for ourselves, we've got 3 different lines. We've got the status quo, which means we go down the harmony line, start to unite with the US and Equestria. We have this line, which is a commie line, and then we have this line, which is a nationalist coup, and we start to go down the supremacy line. And I saw this as well. It seems we can form a faction with the changelings. So hopefully Chrysalis starts to get pretty good and powerful and can take out Equestria, because if she can, that is one hell of an ally I could really do with. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I wanted to show you something different, but this has just popped up. We have been informed of an unusual item found by a group of curious younglings who were exploring a cavern in a small garden near their home. It is a strange golden artifact resembling a crown and adorned with glowing stone, emanates with magical energy that can be clearly felt in its vicinity. The headgear was inspected by a professional mage who concluded it was ancient and powerful. Ooh, it'd be wiser to study it first. It belongs at a museum. I think I'm going to say study, because remember, we've come to this world with no knowledge of magic and this, that, and the other, so it'd probably do us well to get that. Also, I have 500 political power, which means I can do this. Yoink, yoink, yoink. By doing this, in 12 days, I'll be given some territory, hopefully, because it says I can buy the Somland Island, I can buy the what this word? Oh my god, archipelago. Is that how you spell it? Is that how you say it? I feel like my dyslexia is like biting me in the ass right now. And then acquire equestrian territories. Hopefully I can get a big chunk of it. Also, I just saw this in my oh my god, I can't even English. What the fuck? I just saw this in my peripheral, and I don't know why I read this as Jackie Chan. I don't know. Come on, Jackie Chan, let's go. That's amazing. Oh my god. Okay, so after doing those focuses, I now have control of Freeside. I also have control of Somland, and I also have control of the islands down here. But it's also opened up this. Increase the island potential, increase the archipelago potential, or develop Freeside. I'm going to go ahead and develop Freeside and do all of these actually for 50 apiece. 7 days time, I'll find out what it means. Okay, so it gives me the choice. Urbanize the island, which will get rid of the local pop, but give me my own pop. And it will give me oil and it will give me aluminium. Or leave it alone and I get developed rural region with local population booming. Okay, I think I'm going to go urbanize, new mines, ooh, industrialize. I feel like that's probably for the best. I need to try and develop my land. I haven't got much land, so I need to develop as much as I can whilst I can. Also, I need to try and save up 200 political power, because focus on building a new society. For 200 days, I'll get a weekly stability of minus 10% or minus 0.10%. But when it's removed, I will no longer have consumerism, which currently gives me 40% consumer goods. That's way too much. So a lot of interesting things have been happening, okay? First of all, I completed this focus down here, contact our kind, and it put us into contact with the Soviet Union and America. However, we have not done anything with them. It kind of just lays it up so we can make a choice of what to do down here. We can choose to try to annihilate them, try to coexist, and whatever communism is, I don't know. But I also got an event pop up, and I kind of skipped it because I didn't think it was like important. It was more like a read this event rather than a make a decision event. Because I previously said, oh, I'll just go to mingle on all of the decisions that pop up, right? It said, should we restrict human and equestrian relations, or should we just let love be love? And you know what? I don't know, man. Have you seen the size of horses? They're huge. Just... Obviously, I selected love is love, just go do what you want to do, but my god. And now it has been done, the final step towards making our decision of which direction we're going to take. The Canterlot Summit. With the arrival of the representatives of Canterlot, they were taken into a room specially prepared for them, and so discussion on matters in hand began. Many hours later, the discussion was over, with an official ceasefire from all parties signed. So, essentially, Soviet Union, America, and Europe have all just said, yeah, let's just chill. You know what? I don't blame them. Nuclear war doesn't tend to make people want to carry on going on. Also, I'm finally about to finish my idea of consumerism, which gives me my 40% of consumer goods back, so I don't have to deal with that anymore, which means I can now start looking at advisors, generals, and all the sort. First of all, general. I have a general or a field marshal. Christian Sapter. I have no idea who this person is, but it's a cartoon, so I'm going to go for it. Next, we're going to look here at our political advisors. Now, we don't have any Brits here. We only have, what, French, Spanish, Italian, German, Norwegian, Polish, all of that lot all mixed in here. So we have Otto von Habsburg, who's quite nice. Olaf V, I'm definitely taking. I might take Jacques Chirac. He seems pretty good. I can't get Eric Mielke because I need to be harmonic. And then we have Carmen Franco y Polo, which is obviously Francisco Franco's daughter, and she has some really nice bonuses for Justify Wartime, so I might have to go for that as well. Looking at generals, we have a nice little mix. I think I might have to go for Franco Paisano, Jose Sainz de Tejeda. It's Spanish, bro. Spanish sends me. And then maybe Josef Uzicki. I think maybe he's Czech. Is he Czech or Polish? I think he's probably Czech. But I feel like they're the most probable candidates. And of course, I need to turn my economy to partial mode because I need to get pumping factories, bro. I've only just made this much of infantry and I'm already struggling. I have no factories at all. Okay, so we've now managed to make it to 1013, and the Equestrian Changeling War has kicked off. As you can see, it seems like the Changelings are coming out on top against the Equestrians. Looking at army size, the Equestrians are rocking between 90 to 226, and the Changelings are 52 to 219. Given the fact the Changelings are winning, I feel like the Equestrians might have closer to 150. But with all this going on, I've still not chosen an ideology to get involved with just yet, because I'm still building factories. My building is just not going all too well. So here's the game plan. I feel like given the fact that the Changelings are winning the conflict, it would probably be in my best interest to go for nationalist coup, go down this line, get in their faction and have some fun. Now, with that being said, I have no equipment, I have no factories, I have no nothing. So I'm going to go down the line of building myself forts literally everywhere, and then I'm going to try and expand. So regardless of whether or not I can beat Equestria, I still need to expand if you think about it, because I've got the whole of Europe, the whole European human world in 2 tiles. It's not very viable. It's very, very claustrophobic. So we need to secure land for ourselves, and I figured, why not take this territory down here? It's a super large continent with names quite, familiar to the human world. And atop all of that, I figured that's a lot of land to grow, a lot of land to build, and a lot of land for humanity to kind of develop and succeed. So with that being said, that's the game plan. I'm going down nationalist coup. Let's get the party rolling. And just like that, with a new ideology change, there comes a new name and a new flag. We are now identified as the European states, with a very Roman-looking flag, the High Council. And Europe will never fall. Indeed, it won't. We refuse to let it fall again. I've been looking at my focuses, and I've got Contact the Changelings, the Changeling European Axis, which I'm actually going to avoid, because that should put me into a faction, I believe, with the Changelings, which I don't want to do just yet, because it might bring whoever I declare war onto into the same faction war of the Equestrians, which I'm just not ready for just yet. However, I've noticed here, Crush the Hawkland, Operation Drake, Operation Colossus, Operation Marks, Operation Columbia. These are all focuses that I can do to declare war on nations and expand. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these guys here so I can get my, consumer goods buff, my recruitable pop, output, division rate, all of this stuff, population stability, factories, get all of this stuff. Leave this side empty. And then we're going to expand. Well, I'll be honest, this isn't exactly what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. So Big Bad America has decided to declare war on me, and they declared war on the Eurasian Empire, which is basically Russia. And in doing so, they also sided with the Aquilians with them. And because of that, I am now in this conflict. We have the Griffonian Empire and the Irites versus America and Aquilia, as well as the European state and the Eurasian Empire. I'm not entirely sure how this one's going to go, but we have signed a non-aggression pact with the Griffonians, which is very, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and ask for some military access. I'm going to send my troops on the ground and see if I can't get involved and start earning some war score. I've got to admit, I'm like 99% positive that it's all thanks to the Griffonian Air Force helping me here, but my infantry units, they're not doing too bad at all. I'm crushing both American and Aquilian right now. This is impressive. I've really vibed with this. And after a long old wait, I feel like we're finally at the point where I can get the Aquilians to break and cap. They only needed 15% to do so, and we've helped with our offensive. The Equestrians sort of just came out of nowhere and took the south and took the Americans, so this is literally the last piece of the puzzle. Like I said, last piece of the puzzle. Right, so I only got 4% of the peace deal and 64 points. So there's literally nothing I can do here. I'm going to try and take... the question is, though, do I try and take it? Because the Griffonian Empire is going to want it all anyway. And that's not a war I can afford to do. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna try. Yes, I'm gonna try and take this one here. It's probably not gonna go well. I'm gonna try and take this one as well. Can I take that as well? I'm gonna have to fight for it. Please, please, please. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Well, there you go. We managed to get our victory against the Americans and the Aquilians. The Americans no longer exist. The Griffonians expanded, and I am now over here with 2 pieces of territory in Equestria and Crimson Shore, which gives me more building space, which is exactly what I've been needing. I want to try now and start sending my divisions over to the United Dragonlands, since I now have a claim on them. And I go ahead, launch my naval invasion, and send my naval support on. Thank you very much. There we go, just like so. It was a successful naval invasion. I can't complain. We managed to get them to cap, hopefully, in a minute. Once they're done, I'm going to go after the Hawkham, and then after that, I'm just going to sort of do my own justifications down here and just try and expand slowly southward. Also, if you hear Discord spamming in the background, I'm sorry! Okie dokie, so we have now reached the year of 1022. We're quite far in. I've managed to expand a little bit down here through naval invasions. I invaded these guys here. I naval invaded these guys, and I managed to land break here and expand all the way through 4 different nations up here. Doing so has given me tons of factories, and I am now pretty much ready to go and roll. Especially since the changelings seem to be winning against Equestria. That's an opportunity I want to take. So my troops are ready. I've already done the focuses to sign the alliances. I'm just going to go for it at this point. You know, if I lose, I lose. If I don't, I don't. I'm just going to go for it. Let's get rock and rolling, baby. All of my troops, all of my lads are ready to rock and roll. Although these guys, I'm going to take them off of that guarding thing. Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah, it seems like the changelings were definitely a little bit preoccupied with Equestria, because there's no one guarding the Equestrian lands. I'm just freely expanding. This is incredible. My naval invasion down in the south has now just landed. I'm going to go and get a nice little foothold as well. And in the meantime, my guys on the islands down here are going to come over and help me expand. Very, very nice stuff. And just like that, we managed to get one of our enemies down, managed to get rid of the communists in Stalingrad. Now we just need to do Nova Griffonia, the Crystal Empire, and then obviously Equestria. We've already taken Catantalot. I just need to push out Las Pegasus, Winniopolis, and Bales. And I think that should be enough to get them to cap, maybe. I don't know. And just like that, there is a peace treaty. Now, although I ended up taking like 70% of Equestria's eastern land, like I managed to get all the way here, I don't think I'm going to take it all, or be able to take it all, because the changes have got way more in the way of victory points. I'm going to do what I can and see what peace deal I can cook up. And there's your peace deal. It is not by what I want by any large margin, but I feel like it's enough. Now, I could go ahead and carry on playing, you know, use this to my benefit. I now have the changelings on my side. The changelings have got a big, maybe, army. They do not have a big army, so I technically could build up and take all of this for myself, or I could even just continue to expand down here. But I feel like that just A, dragged this video on way too long, being as we're nearly like, what, 20 minutes, and like B, I'm already in 22. Isn't this like late game Equestria? So I feel like what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave it there. I kind of look like Korea with a little bit of Vladivostok added onto the side. I'm just going to take that and leave it. I feel like this was a really, really fun mod. I could continue playing if I wanted to, but I feel like what slowed me down in this playthrough was having to get strong enough to challenge the Equestrians. Now, obviously, if I went with Harmony, that wouldn't have been an issue, because it would have been us and Equestria against the changelings, which maybe would have turned things around a lot sooner. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to, of course, click the like button and or subscribe. Share with your friends, grow the channel, all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video I do. Thank you very much for another successful Suggester Requester. And I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!